I recently created a video that depicts the events surrounding Venus and the comet and all the other planetary alignments and alignments with Spica. This one focuses in on what happens from the time that Venus and Spica are together, September 22nd. And then what happens shortly after that with the new moon, as we'll see here in just a second. The comet first aligns with the sun, and then with Mercury right as the new moon is happening. This event is rather striking because of the close alignment, not only of the comet with Venus and with the sun and Mercury, and then also coinciding with the new moon. Not only that, but the sequence of alignments that go on in the sky in this time frame are also striking. So I'm going to show you some charts of the events. This is September 27th, and that's the date of the new moon. There's the new moon with Mercury, and of course the comet's there, but you can't see it in the chart. This is in opposition with Uranus, and so this is very strong energy, especially squared with Pluto. And it's going to indicate the potential for some real movement towards liberation. And especially with the Jupiter trine Pluto going on, that's going to kind of soften the energy and bring in the vibe of discovery. And so now after the new moon, Venus adventures on here and comes to an alignment on October 1st, the Saturn-Spica alignment. At that moment we have Venus right in between Saturn and Spica. Venus is a bit closer to Saturn, which is very interesting, and we'll see that there's actually a progression in these alignments as they come through. On that date we have Moon with the North Node, which also resonates strongly with the Moon with the North Node would be awareness of new developing trends, emerging trends. And so after this alignment between Venus, Saturn, and Spica, then a few days later, Mercury comes and aligns with Saturn and Spica. And Mercury's a little closer to the path of the sun when it does this. So first was Venus, then it's Mercury, and we'll see the sun in a minute. This is October 7th, and what we have going on here is the moon is actually together with Neptune and Chiron at this point. Has very much of a deep consciousness vibe, consciousness of the soul. And we have the resonance here in a trine with Venus especially, but also with Mercury. And that tends to bring it home. The energy of the trine with Venus and Mercury kind of brings the awareness of priorities. Priorities focused on truth and love shine a light on our path. So attentiveness, consciousness of the priorities, of the realness of life, the truth of life, the love in our existence, that shines a light on our surroundings. It puts us in a different light, in a different state with our surroundings and with our experience. And then we come to the full moon. Interestingly, the full moon will be happening when the full moon happens. It's right in between the positions of Uranus and Jupiter. And so this occurs, and this is kind of a reflection back to the Sun and Saturn, which are conjunct, and just about to have their alignment. And so as the alignment then develops with Saturn and the Sun and Spica all in a line, look where the Sun is. The Sun is actually quite at a midpoint there, bringing a balance, striking a balance of authority and autonomy. And what this event also brings is a sextile, pretty close, almost exact between Mercury and Pluto, but also with Venus in there as well. What this sextile resonates with is the transcendent, transformational energy coming into our relationships, into our atmosphere, into our experience. And what we have here is the moon is making a 150-degree angle both to Pluto and then also to Mercury and Venus. And this is referred to as a yod, or as a finger of God. So it's very interesting, this particular alignment here with the moon and Pluto. It's kind of bringing us to a point where we can let go of negative patterns in our experience. And then the moon with Mercury and Venus, it brings energy, it brings attention to what speaks directly in our own hearts, in our own knowing, and brings a recognition of circumstance, seeing with clarity what we are attracting, what we are building in our experience through the way our attention moves, through the patterns of our experience, the way they have been. This is how we've arrived. We begin to see here with clarity where it is we are and how it is we've arrived. And so the last thing I want to finish with here is a view of the southwestern sky. And let us not forget that at this time of the year, in the evening, the heart of our great galactic mother stands before us in the southwest, pouring her radiant love upon us.